Maybe I'm a little bit jaded because traveling with small kids is way different than BK, before kids. Now I live and die by my list when I travel. And if you think this sounds a little excessive, I beg you to watch the Bluey episode where the dad, Bandit, brings his kids to the pool without bringing anything or any forethought because planning is so boring. So he gets there and they discover that they can't do anything. They can't be out in the sun because they don't have sunscreen. The sidewalk is too hot. They're starving. The littlest can't go in the pool because she doesn't have her floaties. In the end, mom comes to the rescue full of everything they need. That sunscreen, the floaties. She has snacks. She has drinks. She has flip-flops. We are that mom. We are the unsung heroes of travel. So this video is all about travel planning tips. By the way, if we have not met yet, my name is Heather Liedl, and I am the one-woman show behind the intentional, beautiful, and simple Sprouted Planners. So in the midst of the world shutting down, I decided to start this business with two littles in tow. Genius! It was 2 years after one of my favorite people, my dad, passed away from ALS. As a die-hard planner user myself, I decided to create the planner that I so wish I had during that really difficult season in my life. One that is intentional, reflective, yet simple and functional with no pre-labeled boxes. And of course, it had to be pretty. So currently I offer 4 different kinds of planners. You got your daily, your weekly, your hourly, and your monthly, along with other beautiful and functional accessories. You can find that all over at sproutedplanner.com, and you can follow me here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Okay, onward. So I have 4 travel planning tips for you in this video, including how travel planning will save your sanity and your trip, creating a loose itinerary, making a packing list, and creating routines on the go, and how to keep a little routine while traveling, especially with kids. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, planning your travel will save your sanity and your trip. Kids make everything busy. They fill up our schedules, they fill up our brain space, and of course they fill up every nanosecond of quiet that there is. My brain has never been more full than having kids. I have never questioned, along with the rest of the world, it seems like, if I've had ADHD more than having kids. I never felt that way, BK. That is why travel planning is so important for busy families. Our mom brains, parent brains, literally have to think of everything while simultaneously forgetting 800 things at the same time. It needs to get written down, people. So when it comes to travel planning, I really think an hourly planner is your best bet. And here's why. It allows you to see the full picture and really helps you map things out. This ensures you get to the airport on time, or you know what time to hit the road, you know when check-ins are, you know when checkout is, and how much time you actually have for activities. Which leads me to point number 2. Create a loose itinerary with your hourly planner. I do think there is such a thing as over-planning your vacation. Nothing kills the enjoyment vibe more like mom whipping out a detailed itinerary every day. However, spending cumulative hours on your phone researching what time restaurants open and attractions open and what has the best reviews, etc., majorly sucks too. We're aiming for middle of the road here. The goal is to be informed and prepared, not restricted. This will also depend on the type of vacation you're taking. Disney will require way more detail and planning ahead than, say, an indoor water park weekend. Using the hourly planner, you can sketch out your itinerary, starting with those big rocks. This will be key to keeping you out of time stress. So big rocks are things like travel times. You map out what time you need to leave your house, what time your flight takes off, and that just total travel time. Are also things like your hotel check-in times and check-out times. Tickets to anything or reservations to anything, mark those down as well. So those are going to be your things in ink. Quick note here, if you don't have an hourly planner, that's okay. I have a free printable over on my website. I will link it below, or you can head to sproutedplanner.com/printables where you can find that. So after you do those big rocks, then you can schedule those soft rocks. I would definitely grab your pencil here because this will change. The harder you hold on to these plans, the more strain it will put on your vacation, in my opinion. So you can schedule in things like nap times and rest times, breakfast times, and activities. So once you do that, over on your to-do list column, I suggest making a list of all the activities and things that you and your family may want to do. This can just be a brainstorming session, but it's also being intentional about how you want to spend your time on your vacation. So do you want to visit the museum, the zoo, the theme park, space station, iconic beaches, wacky attractions, cool breweries, must-eat restaurants, snorkel, or do you want to spend most of your time on the beach and just wandering around your new city? Once you have your list, decide as a family those few things you absolutely want to do. Like, if we leave this trip without doing this, we are going to be majorly bummed. So decide those things and then deep dive on planning of those. Does it require tickets or reservations? What time does it open? What do the reviews say of when are the busy times or things to avoid? So gather all this information ahead of time so that you are not face down in your phone trying to figure this all out on your vacation. If you buy tickets or make reservations for any of those things, then write it down on your schedule. As for everything else, you don't have to plan it or schedule it if you don't want to. I highly suggest not doing that because then it allows you to see how you feel, what you're in the mood for in real time before committing to anything. One other idea is to use the space on the top of each day to do a rough sketch out of what that day might bring. So for example, if you are going to a theme park on Thursday, then maybe on Friday you sketch in that that's going to be a pool day. So this just gives you a really rough idea of what your days may look like. You don't have to stick to them if you don't want to. Tip number 3, use your planner to make packing easy. I usually use my planner for packing, but you can also use a mini notebook or a standard notebook, work great too. Whatever you use, grab a blank page. I like to make it official. At the top, label what your trip is and the dates you're going. Your list will obviously look different than mine, but I always use 5 categories. My own packing list, a packing list for both of my kids, a random/general list, and a food/drink list. Dot highlighters are my favorite list making accessory. I swear, making a packing list ahead of time is the most important job. It lowers my stress ahead of and during travel because I put intention into it. Pro tip, reference your previous packing list to make sure that you remembered everything. I also think it's important for each of your kids to have their own packing list. They are their own unique person and they're at different stages. Also, I bring my list into each of their rooms as I'm packing up for them. So it's nice to be able to check it off as I go and then have that fresh list for the other kid when I go into their room. My husband, he's on his own. Also, he packs 5 minutes before we leave. Like, I cannot. In my random category, I include things like water bottles, earbuds, travel, entertainment, cash, sunglasses, vitamins, meds, all that random stuff. Click the like button if making packing lists are your love language too. Really, it's a gift to you and your family. They are welcome. Tip number 4, maintain routines on the go with planning. Sure, throwing routine to the wind for a day or two is great until your kids are full-blown a-holes because they're so tired and spent and you feel like a beached, bloated whale and you are ready to tail slap anybody who looks at you wrong. There's a reason we have routines. It helps us operate at our best and it helps reduce decision fatigue, which is in full force during vacations. It is so hard to maintain a routine while on vacation because of the novelty of it and the unknown and the lack of any sort of concrete responsibilities. But if you're going to be on an extended vacation, I would say anything beyond 2 days, it's a good idea to establish some sort of routine. You can give this your best guess in your planner ahead of time, but honestly, this just kind of works out by itself. My best tip is just to have awareness. What is kind of your natural vacation flow? So maybe you aim for a certain bedtime because you want to wake up in time for that free hotel breakfast. Or maybe you're exhausted by 2 o'clock every day. You just start planning on being back to your place that you're staying at for some downtime before dinner around 5 o'clock. So just pay attention and adjust as you go. This is also where it comes in really handy to have those go-to restaurant names, locations, and times that they're open. So once again, you don't want to be spending 30 minutes in your phone trying to research all this when you're exhausted and hangry. Okay, tip number 5. Tips for using your hourly planner effectively. I'll be brief here, but if you want a full detailed walkthrough of the hourly planner, I will link it here, hopefully, or here. I don't know if I can do this. It may not work. I may be pointing to nothing. So this is the 2024 Sprouted Planner. As you can see, it's book-bound, stair-step tabs, and it lays completely flat. While the monthly spread is dreamy, here's the layout I've been talking about this entire video. We have Monday through Friday on one page, the weekend on the other, with 20 to-dos and space for notes and reflection. Each day has a little space above it for your intention or focus for the day. The back has 1 bajillion notes pages, or 48 line and 13 dot grid to be specific. As I already talked about, using your weekly schedule is a great way to map out your days. There will be things you'll put in ink, flight times, tickets or shows, accommodation, checkouts, and things best left for a pencil, breakfast times, nap times, beach days. The checklist on the side is a great place to brainstorm and list things you want to do while traveling. The note pages in the back are a perfect spot to create your packing list and make note of nearby restaurants, coffee shops, attraction opening times, and so on. They say you get even more enjoyment anticipating a trip than you do actually on the trip. So you can maximize that anticipation joy by adding stickers and color to your plans. You can use the Sprouted Planner sticker book, or you can search amazing artists on Etsy for theme packs. Okay, wrapping this up, this is what we talked about. How planning will save your sanity and your trip because you cannot possibly keep all that crap in your head. Creating a rough itinerary for your trip, complete with your concrete plans and your soft plans, and a list of family things you want to do on your trip. Using your planner to make a packing list, maintaining and creating routines while on travel. And lastly, a quick walk through the Sprouted Planner and how adding decorations can add even more joy to that pre-trip anticipation. Again, I 10 out of 10 suggest travel planning ahead of your trip and doing it in your planner, especially an hourly planner. It makes it so much easier to stay organized and see the big picture. If you're intrigued by anything you saw today, definitely hop on over to sproutedplanner.com and check out the planners I've been talking about, along with the notebooks and stickers, all designed to help you live an intentional life. Alright, so I've shared my best travel planning tips. I'd love to hear your favorite travel planning tips in the comments below. Thank you for spending your precious time watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Create.